So, I mean, you are right on the edge of this, Watertown, but you should be in your basement as well if you are in Watertown. I'm going to do a track on this again. We'll get you the updated timing on this line of storms. Now, again, the storm is, the overall line is much bigger, but this is the strongest part. So let's zoom in. Actually, we'll draw this here. We'll go a little bit southeast, and that puts it eventually Menominee Falls, 1039. So you see how this starts to get into Metro Milwaukee. West Bend, 1031. Hartford at 1024. Watertown at 1012. You can see Beaver Dam very soon, if not right now, the tornadic part of this storm starting to move through. I want to take a look at the bigger picture again, and you can see what I mean. Oh, there goes a new, not a tornado warning, a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for a large portion of the area. That includes a portion of Waukesha County, portion of northern Walworth County, all of Jefferson County now under this severe thunderstorm warning. And let's see here. Let's see what it goes till. It goes till 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. for this severe thunderstorm warning. This southern part of the storm, still strong, still has the potential for straight line winds, but it is not the tornadic part of the storm that is working through Dodge County and Jefferson County. So again, this is all drifting to the southeast, likely making it to the city of Milwaukee after 11 o'clock. In the city of Milwaukee. Now, certainly some of our western suburbs could get in on some of the heavier action a little bit sooner. This is all kind of closing in. We've been watching this line of storms that started off in western Wisconsin, actually even farther back into Minnesota, and it's been racing across the state here. There was a report of winds at an airport, small airport just outside of the Dells, 76 miles per hour, and these storms have strengthened since then. There was a while where we had a lake breeze this evening. I was thinking that lake breeze would minimize our severe effects. Well, these storms have blown right through that lake breeze, and they have been holding strength here as they continue to move to the southeast. Here's Milwaukee, already seeing some storms. This is the main event. Let's go back to that tornado warning that's right now moving through. This part of the storm is moving right through Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam, folks, you guys got to be in your basement right now. Here comes the heart of this storm. You're likely seeing some very strong winds. I want to do a little, let's change over to the velocity data, and I'll show you some of these estimated winds here. Still strong, but not as strong, which hopefully is an indication that this is weakening slightly, but I do not want you to put your guard down. I mean, we're still estimating winds over 70 miles per hour. It's not as tight as what it was, not as strong as what it was just a little while ago. Let's go up to Fox Lake here, estimating winds around 60 miles per hour. Still strong, but not as strong. Hopefully this is a weakening trend. But again, we still have the tornado warning up until 10:30. Just in a second here, Shannon, we'll get over to you for any updates, but I want to check with the Weather Service if they have any new updates for us.
Some of our viewers, some of the video and pictures that's come into our Facebook page over the last hour or so. This is coming from a viewer in Waterford there. You see that baseball size hail. We're measuring it. They were measuring it at one point. Some of them 5 to 6 inches wide. I can only imagine the damage that would cause to any car that may be outside parked. And as you can see, just to give you some perspective, there's the baseball next to that, those ice chunks coming from the sky earlier. And again, that was out of Waterford. This was, again, as that storm passing through quickly. Also, we talk about the effects of this. Racine, you're saying Racine County would definitely feel something. The county fair already going on. They've decided to cancel their main stage performance due to the weather. This is again affecting all of our viewing area. If not now, will be, as you said, around 11
Yeah,
tonight?
I would say that the strongest part of this storm works its way into the Milwaukee area by around 11 o'clock, maybe a little bit later for locations right downtown. Want to get back to this area that is still under that tornado warning. And I just have been going through the reports here with the Weather Service. We have our chat here with the National Weather Service. We can ask questions, we can chat with them. And they have an update here. In general, this is their statement. At 10:01, they're still watching severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes located along a line extending from near Waupun Pond to Beaver Dam to near Waterloo. Same area that I have been showing you folks. Again, right here moving through Jefferson County and Dodge County. That's where we have the tornadic part of the storm. This is from one of the meteorologists there. We continue to see notches and areas of rotation along this line of thunderstorms that are accelerating through southern Wisconsin. These storms have a history of wind gusts 55 to 70 miles per hour. We'll continue to see severe thunderstorm warnings downstream. The hail threat has decreased with these storms, and now we are looking at mainly straight line winds. But this storm is really starting to race here. This is looking to tighten up a little bit again, right around Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam by far, I think now is starting to see some of the worst conditions here. Let's zoom into Beaver Dam. I gotta. Yeah,
also, as Beaver Dam is getting hit pretty hard, what would you say, even with those straight line winds, how fast does the wind have to be going in order for it to cause damage?
You got to get once you get about 50, you can get small tree limbs down, but to get severe damage, it's around 60 miles per hour. And that's the threshold for a severe thunderstorm warning. When you start talking about winds up to 70, maybe even higher than that, that's when you start to get more structural damage. That's when you start to transition from maybe to some roof damage versus just maybe some tree limbs down or some trees down. I'm zoomed into Beaver Dam right now, and you're likely seeing the rain pick up on the northwest side. You're probably seeing some very strong winds right now in Beaver Dam. The notch with this storm is on the north side of Beaver Dam. So according to the radar, if there's an area that we're seeing a little bit of rotation, it's probably right on the north side of Beaver Dam. I'm going to switch over to our velocity mode here. Okay, this has improved. So before we had it a lot tighter of a notch. I'm not saying that you need to let your guard down in Beaver Dam. I'm not saying that, that this isn't a dangerous storm, but it does look a little bit better. It looks like before we had these dark blues that were indicating winds up in the clouds at least 80 to 90, maybe even 100 miles per hour. But now we're not quite seeing that, and this little notch is a lot less defined. But folks, Beaver Dam, you still need to be in your basement. Same story for you folks farther south. Again, what makes this tricky is you have multiple little notches here. And even when we're not seeing the notches, we're seeing still really strong winds. Heads up Watertown, eventually you're going to get some strong winds. Let's do another quick little track on this. I'm going to do some estimates because this part of the storm on the south end may not have a tornado warning with it, but it has the severe winds with it. So let's do the track here. I'm going to draw it. It just takes a second. There we go. Move it through Lake Mills, down through Stoughton, and then portions we go southeast of there. Eventually works its way over towards Palmyra, Fort Atkinson, 10:17, so about 10 minutes for you folks. Lake Koshkonong, 10:20, Whitewater, 10:29, Palmyra, 10:31. Again, this storm is racing to the southeast here. So eventually, this is going to clear through most of southeastern Wisconsin. A little bit wider view here. You can see again a little bit of thunderstorm activity here in Milwaukee, but then the strongest part of this line of storms by far, working its way through Dodge County, moving through Waterloo, moving through Beaver Dam. Still waiting on an update from the National Weather Service if they will be continuing or extending this tornado warning, but I want to give heads up to folks like Oconomowoc, Lake Country area, West Bend. You would be next in line if they were going to extend this tornado warning, extend the time, extend the area. You folks would be downstream as well. Now, again, this line extends all the way back through Madison. It's moving quickly at about 55 miles per hour. Shannon, any other reports or anything coming in to the newsroom?
We're still waiting to see, again, what our viewers are experiencing, of course, from a safe vantage point into the newsroom. As I showed you that hail earlier out of Waterford and Platteville, you're showing the moving
That hail was something else out of Waterford, and that was with some storms that were out ahead of this initial line. This is our main event here, but the storms that moved through Waterford, big time hail makers.